All right, so here's our video for our practice sheet. We're not going to do all of them. The only ones you're going to be responsible for are the ones that I have circled. And we're going to do, I don't know, we'll probably do 3 of these together. So then you'll only have 4 to do on your own. Before we get started, I want to do something. I'm going to list all of the perfect squares. I don't know if you remember this, but we actually did that, I think, 2 days ago. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, and they keep going, but that's all we're going to need for this sheet. So you'll see why I did that here in a sec, okay? All right, so we're going to do number 1 together. It's probably the easiest one on the sheet, but let's go ahead and do number 1. And I'm going to do this one since there's only 6 of them. And if you like writing out all of your variables, then write out 6 x's. But again, you don't have to. You can just do 6 divided by 2, and it's going to tell you what's going on the outside. Remember, that number is even, so we're not going to have any x's left under the house. There's 1 pair, 2 pair. We have 3 pairs. X to the 3rd on the outside of the house. Nothing left inside the house, so that is your answer. Again, if you didn't want to list out your x's, then you could have just done 6 divided by 2. And that's up to you. It doesn't matter to me. You can list your x's or you can just divide by 2. That'll work. All right, so let's do number 2. Well, my number is 49, and if you look up here, 49 is one of my perfect squares. That means there is a number that if I multiply it by itself, will give me exactly 49. And that number, you could punch that in your calculator. Just about any calculator will do that for you. 49, square root of 49 is going to give you 7. So that's on the outside of the house. Now I've got to deal with this x to the 5th power. So x to the 5th is really x times x times x times x times x. So if you want to just divide by 2, then that would be, we know we're going to have 1 left under the house. So that 5 is going to become a 4. 4 divided by 2 is going to give me 2, so that would be x squared. Or you could circle your pairs. There's 1 pair, there's 2 pairs, so I need 2 out, 1 left underneath. So there's your final answer there. So we're going to do one more. We're going to kind of combine what we did yesterday with factoring and what we've learned today. All right, so let's do, I don't know, we'll do number 6, and then you'll have to do this number 8 by yourself. It's going to be like number 6. And don't forget, you still have to do 3, 4, and 5 also. All right, so the first thing I want to do is let's do a factor tree. I want to make sure y'all can see that. Yeah, I think we're good. I'll move it over a little just to make sure. All right, so we're going to do our factors of 18. Well, we know that 2 goes into 18 because it's even. And remember, if you don't know how to find that number right there, do 18 divided by 2, and it's going to tell you what goes there. So 2 is a prime number. I'm finished with that. If you remember from 2 days ago, 9 was easy. It's just 3 and 3, right? It's one of our perfect squares. So it gives us a pair of numbers, all right? So 3 and 3. So the first thing we're going to do for 18 is going to write 2 times 3. Sorry, that should be a 3 times 3, okay? And now let's circle our pairs. So that tells me 3 is going to go, 1 pair of 3s is going to go on the outside of the house. I'll write my answer down here. I need to leave a 2 inside the house, but I've got to leave room because I might have an x and a y still outside. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of room and write 2 right there, okay? So now let's do my x to the 7th. So you can do it one of 2 ways. You can say, well, x to the 7th, 7th is an odd number. So that tells me I'm going to leave 1 inside. So that's going to give me x to the 6th. And if I divide 6 by 2, that gives me 3, okay? Or you could have done x times x times x times x times x times x times x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. circle your pairs. I've got 3 pairs, there's my 3, 1x left underneath. Y to the 4th. 4th is an even number, so we know we're not going to have any y's left under the house. So 2x is all that's going to be under the house. I'm finished with under the house. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So there's my y to the 2nd, or you could have done your 4 y's, circle your pairs, pair of y's. So there's your final answer. Okay, so now you have to do 3, 4, 5, and 8 on your own. Guys, this isn't necessarily for a grade, but I know some of y'all have been submitting it, and that's really a good idea because I can see what you're doing and I can give you some feedback. And that's what I'm going to spend tomorrow doing, is giving y'all feedback on what you've already turned in. Make sure we're doing it right. And then again, like I said in the previous video, and I'm going to send out a Canvas message too, I'm going to start going back and putting the keys with y'all's assignments, so you'll be able to look at your own work and see what it's supposed to look like. All right, and that's all I got for you today. Thanks.